Enough with embrace debate. Pointless yelling at each other on ESPN and Fox, yet very little actual content. It's time for a change. A voice from the fan, for the fan. The most compelling topics in sports, all covered here. This is Corbet's Corner.
All right, welcome in. Hope everyone had a solid weekend. This is the Monday edition of Corbet's Corner, heavily NFL-focused. College basketball coming your way on Wednesday, as we've got a kind of a light slate, and we've got an NFL doubleheader for Monday Night Football tonight, and then, of course, Tuesday Night Football. So we're excited. Matthew Cruzen with us. I'm Dylan Corbett. Tyler Dawson might be joining us. He might pop in to discuss the Vikings almost lost. I told you over a week ago the Jags were going to cover that game. I took the Lions just because the Bears have been an absolute dumpster fire for 6 straight losses now, and the floor is yours, Matt. Was that just because I'm looking at the stats? Trubisky played, well. The numbers were there. Defense got to have some issues. That's back-to-back games where you've given up, over 30, right? And it just Trubisky, I feel bad for him. You just can't – that's such a boneheaded mistake. You didn't even see the guy coming off clear to him. Was not protecting the football in any way on third down, right? When you basically had that game in the bag, if you could just get a first down or maybe even just punt that away and get a stop. So just a disastrous loss at home. Matt, where's your morale at?
It's not a disastrous loss. It is the final writing on the wall. That's kind of what I said against Green Bay and also the Vikings with how bad they were. The silver lining was this regime is done, but this one truly does it, because if they would have won yesterday, if they would have scratched their way out to 8-8, 9-7, they would have had a much stronger argument on behalf of themselves of, give us one more year, especially because the GM and coach each have one more year left on on their deals. But they're done after this. That was as bad gets. Bad teams find ways to lose games with less than 5 minutes left. They had a 99.1% chance of winning, and then their amazing defense allowed Matt Stafford to go 94 yards with ease. On that drive where Trubisky fumbled on 2nd and 7, they throw the ball incomplete pass, so then you have to throw again on third down. There's just
my favorite was the 4th down halfback dive with Montgomery that got stuffed.
Right, yeah. So when you need to run the ball, you throw the ball, but then when you need to probably do anything to pick up that first down, you run a halfback dive. Not good enough, but hey, it's okay with me. If this team wasn't going anywhere this year, this regime is done. Nagy, Pace, gone. Ted Phillips, the president, latest I've heard is he's going to retire. They needed to fire him 10 years ago. He'll be gone. They will trade Kyle Fuller, Akeem Hicks, probably Khalil Mack. He'll have a new quarterback. They will have new offensive linemen. Allen Robinson will probably walk away in free agency. It's going to be a couple long years ahead, most likely. But hey, get your quarterback in the next 1 to 2 years. Start developing them. Get the right coach, get the right GM, and hopefully this thing will get turned around. But this year is long gone.
Is this the year? Yeah, and again, you said it's not disastrous because now you see the writing on the wall. You've got your answer. This isn't working. We need a change. Get a higher draft pick if you keep on losing games. But is this the year for a quarterback? I'm looking at, it's Lawrence, it's Fields. Kyle Trask is moving up. He's kind of having the Burrow effect, right, where we talked about 2 guys. It was Tua and Herbert, and then Heisman year for Burrow gets him the number 1 pick. I think you could see the same thing for Trask. I don't think he's going to overtake these guys, but maybe he overtakes Fields. Who knows? Fields with maybe not the best tape here on what could be his final year as an Ohio State Buckeye. So, yeah, is there anyone you're highlighting, whether it be quarterback this year, next year, and maybe head coaching? I was looking at the coaching carousel, too. I've got some words on who I'd like to be the Falcons head coach, but do you have any kind of wish lists for your Bears?
For one, I think Fields is going to be the 5th quarterback taken.
Really?
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to go ahead of him. I think second one off the board will be Zach Wilson or Trey Lance from NDSU. Those are the 2 I would want the most outside of Lawrence. But then, Trask could pass him up in the draft. Mac Jones could be in the first round. Yeah. So you're looking at 6 guys who are fringe first rounders, possibly 4, almost at a minimum 3 are going to go in the top 10. I think, no, the Bears won't get one of those top 3 or 4 guys because they're going to be drafting somewhere between like 12 and 16,
Yeah.
18 range. But I do look for them to target Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, end of the first round, beginning of the second. After that, the year after that, I don't know. I think the best pro prospect in college football right now is DJ Uncle Louie from Clemson, but he's not
No kidding.
eligible. He's not eligible for the draft for 2 more years. So hey, maybe that's where the Bears are if they, if Foles plays next year, and then they're going to have another top 5, 10 pick, and that you never know. So I think more of a developmental guy this year rather than that top guy from day one. As for GM coach, no one stands out off the top of my head, but I'll say this: the Bears never fire mid-season. They didn't do it with Lovie Smith. They fired Lovie after a 10-6 season, so obviously that didn't happen mid-season. That always gets brought up. You fired Lovie after 10 wins, and it's never been good since. Trestman, disaster. John Fox, disaster. Matt Nagy turning into disaster. Anyway, they never fire in season, but they need to do it. I was hoping today would be the day because there's 4 other teams with head coaching and GM vacancies that are lining up to interview these guys. They're not going to wait for you to say, oh, let's everyone know who we need, and then we'll go get them equally. So get them out, clean house sooner rather than later so you can start that search.
Speaking of hot seats and Lovie Smith, watch out there in Champaign. That record's looking terrible by the year. So again, you brought up the point, maybe you're not going to be able to steal the face of the franchise guys, but maybe do what the Broncos did when they took Drew Lock, maybe do whoever the hell took Jake Fromm, maybe one of these projects you can get, and hopefully they pan out like a Russell Wilson. So I'll dip to the Falcons. I foolishly got suckered into thinking they were going to win that game again. They almost did at the end. Julio Jones, I mean, he would have almost had like this crazy one-handed catch in the Hail Mary, and it reminded me of when Julio Jones dropped that pass to beat the Eagles the year they won the Super Bowl, which was it was either the wild card or I believe it was the wild card, and the Falcons year after they lost in the Super Bowl, 28-3, still had a great team, and they gave it up to Nick Foles Eagles because Julio Jones, it was a tough catch. It's one that maybe not it's one that you expect Julio Jones to make. If you guys maybe missed that play, but I'll remember that because that's when it went south. Now we're talking a rebuild. We don't have a running game. Todd Gurley is back to Todd Gurley. He's got 2.6 yards per carry since week 6. I want Lincoln Riley so fucking bad. Would he come? Because here's my thing is look at the jobs. Yeah, the Jets are going to be attractive, but they're the Jets. The expectations are going to be high. Houston, you've got Deshaun Watson, but who the hell are you going to throw to? I mean, Cooks is okay, but it's not exactly a 1-2 punch that is going to terrorize the AFC. So I'm looking at Lincoln Riley, a guy who, he's in Oklahoma right now, right? It's not exactly star-studded city. If you wanted to get more money, essentially maybe, if he wanted to have more control, if he wanted to make that leap to the NFL, wouldn't you want an established guy? Maybe it's not your guy, but at least an established guy, Matt Ryan, who's got a few years left, arguably one of the best receivers in football in Julio Jones and Ridley. Wouldn't you want to come and take advantage of an offense that's clearly there, but then you need the defensive side of the ball to do something? You come in, get your own running back. I don't know. I'm just making a plea. Arthur Blank, please. Whatever money you want, give it to Lincoln Riley because, I don't want Harbaugh. If there's going to be a guy to make that jump from college to – is Brian Kelly, he's another guy that's always floated around and making the leap to the NFL. He's flirted with it, but this is the year that's, everything's going his way, right? Why would he leave?
Kelly's probably not going to go anywhere. I'll say 2 things about Lincoln Riley. One, I think if he makes that jump, it's to have a young QB.
Yeah.
No offense to Matt Ryan. He's not going to come with a 37-year-old quarterback who's got 1 or 2 years left. He wants to start fresh with someone, whether that be his quarterback, like a rookie quarterback that he drafts, whether that be.
Yeah, come coach us for 2 years and then draft DJ, and then we're good.
Yeah. So I say that too. I don't want Lincoln Riley. He has offense figured out in the Big 12. Okay.
True.
I mean, he has developed quarterbacks. You see that, Kyler Murray and, Baker Mayfield, but he's nothing special. Here's the guy I would want if I'm going from the college ranks, and he's technically not at college right now, is Urban Meyer. I think he's not done coaching, even though he's hotly rumored to Texas right now, getting back to college. So That's a name. I think I don't know. When the Bears hired Matt Nagy, I didn't know who Matt Nagy was until until they interviewed him. Like, okay, this is a Chiefs guy. I was fine with it at the time, and I absolutely loved it for the first year. I even liked it last year when they were 8-8 with statistically the worst offense. Granted, he's supposed to be the offensive guy. You can't have the worst offense in the league like that. But I was like, okay, this guy's good. Long story short, I think what I look for in a coach, I want a special teams coordinator, a guy who's done it for several years. No, seriously, because they understand all aspects of the game.
Yeah.
Harbaugh in Baltimore. Tomlin was a special teams guy. I think Pete Carroll has a
Joe
special
Judge,
teams background.
most
Right.
recently.
Special teams coordinators have a good feel, and then if you get one of those guys, they bring in. It's the coordinators who really make you good at what you do. So
it's the guys you haven't heard of. I never heard of Jeff Hafley, and now I can't get enough of him.
I actually learned in the last week or two that our defensive coordinator at Notre Dame, Clark Lee, he was the finalist for the BC job last year. He was
really
between Hafley and him. So he's hotly rumored to Vanderbilt now. He's a Vanderbilt alum, played there, coached there. They have an opening, so keep an eye out for that.
My only thing with Urban is like, God, he's just a college coach to me. Like and I know that Pete Carroll's made that transition so well, but just a guy that's, maybe Urban is that guy that is he going to command the respect of these NFL players? I guess he is.
I think he would more than anyone at the college ranks that's coming to the NFL. Him and Saban are at the top of that list for me.
My only thing too is look what Matt Rule did to Big 12 defenses, and he's actually did. Well, he's got Joe Brady helping him too, I guess, but he's made a decent transition for Carolina.
I'm not saying Riley won't be successful. I just don't think he's some godsend like everyone might think.
Right. What do you think the Falcons are going to do as an outside looking in? Are they, because Arthur Blank, the owner, was kind of non-committal about Matt Ryan, which didn't alert me, but Arthur Blank's usually too committed to people to a fault to look at Dan Quinn. So are we going to be stuck in purgatory, or are we seriously talking about a rebuild is what I'm kind of wondering.
I don't know. I'm pulling up his contract now. Question for you. I pulled this up. Is their GM still employed? Is he safe?
No, they cleaned house. It was so Dimitrov got fired with Dimitrov he needed to go. My God. But yeah, him and Quinn were pretty much linked from the get go. So yeah, new GM, that's what's entertaining. Like maybe we get some personnel control for somebody. Who knows? Brand new stadium, Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Let's see. So Ryan still has. He's got potential out, and he's got at least 1 or 2 years left, a lot of dead money. Yeah, they would have to find someone to eat that cap. Otherwise, they'll stick with him for at least 2 more years, maybe even 3. I don't know. I honestly don't know what you guys will do. What other openings are there? Obviously, the Jets are on their way.
Lions, Chargers, I think is probably, if that happens, is going to be.
Chargers, Jets, and then we already have Jacksonville, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Detroit. Okay. Yeah, there's always 7 or 8 teams every single year without fail.
Yeah. That'll wrap up our NFL talk. Just to recap, we'll get into Rate the Take again. We debuted it last week. We're going to do it again here. Matt actually pointed out to me, rightfully so, hot take's not usually a good thing, right? We're playing with just very limited sound bites, as you guys heard from last week. But so we've got, and maybe I'll have Brendan kind of voice this one, but we've got the hot take, which is like, I've never heard that, but I think that's crazy. You've got the cold take, which is like, dude, there's no fucking way that is happening. You're an idiot. Then we've got the lukewarm take, the properly rated take. I don't know. I'll find a soundbite for that. So bear with us there. In the meantime, I've got 3 statements here. We're going to get Matthew Cruz and myself's take here, how we will rate each of these 3 sentences. First off, you guys know where I stand on Patrick Mahomes. I think he's a lock for the MVP, but oh my God, there is one guy making me stay awake at night. Rate the take, Matt. Aaron Rodgers will win the MVP this year.
He's right there, so I'll say lukewarm. That's a hot take because he's not going to win it, I guess, but I think he's going to finish too. Absolutely. Mahomes, it's him, and then it is a big gap between the other 3 or 4 guys that we had been talking about all year, mainly Russell Wilson. Kyler has taken a huge drop off. Josh Allen has come back to earth a little bit. Yeah. Rodgers is very much alive. I'd say right now it's 60% Mahomes, 30% Rodgers, 10% Field.
So I took Mahomes to win the MVP 2 weeks ago when he was minus 150. Maybe it was 3 weeks ago. And then last week he was minus 400. That was before what Rodgers just did. And then Mahomes was, not exactly Mahomes-esque against the Broncos. So I'm interested just with the stats. Mahomes leads the league by over 300 yards passing, so he's always going to do that. They are both identical in average yards per attempt. But the touchdowns, Rodgers leads the league with 36. Devontae Adams really starting to make a good case for best wide receiver in the league. I mean, he's done it with not even another guy next to him stealing away coverage. But Mahomes 31-2. I mean, that's just absurd.
I want to talk about some receivers, but I'll wait and see your next two statements just in case you had something like that in mind.
I do not, so you can feed them in here.
Okay. So right now, Adams is game by game the best receiver in the NFL. He's played less games than a lot of guys, and he is still up there in counting stats: yards, catches, receptions. Week by week, he's hit it's the connection that him and Rodgers have developed. It's second to none. We saw it with Jordy Nelson and Rodgers, and then before that it was Donald Driver. Before it's what him and Rodgers are doing. No one else is. But I'll say this: rate this take. The Minnesota Vikings have the best wide receiver duo in the NFL.
Jesus, they will. Well, what worries me, because I'm still going to put Julio and Ridley over them. Just probably personal bias. Jefferson's that dude's going to take over the league. I mean, it's so funny that the Raiders took Ruggs over him. I mean, it's just crazy.
Rager.
Rager. Who would you put in there? I'm drawing a blank on some other combos here.
Probably Vikings and Falcons are up there for duo. I'll say that the Steelers have the best trio of Juju, Deontay Johnson. And
How about this? Chiefs, if you throw Kelsey in there as a weapon.
If you're throwing Kelsey in there, that duo is up there also.
Dude, he's like third in the league in receiving. It's him and Hill. They're both over 1,000. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though, because Thielen's a touchdown machine. Jefferson, that dude's already over 1,000 yards. He's going to be like the best receiver in Minnesota since Moss.
He is on pace to break Moss's rookie records, which is just ridiculous.
How are our Vikings faithful doing after they nearly pissed that one away? But they're still on the outside looking in, but they leaped Arizona, did they not? I think they're a game back at Tampa Bay now. Who they face?
They technically, I guess they have the tiebreaker. It probably comes down to conference record or something, because if it ended today, they would be in, Arizona would be out. If you ask Ty, I'm sure he would say that they're going to win the Super Bowl still. So all joking aside, though, they really turned it around from a 1-5 start. They have a tough one this week.
Well, here's a take for you. I've got the Vikings beating the Buccaneers this week.
That's a hot take. I don't see it. Well, I mean, I feel like Brady's typically really good off a bye, but we'll see. Here's a name to keep an eye on. Eric Kendricks hurt himself in pregame warm-ups yesterday, a non-contact calf injury. They will be hurting badly if he is not back next week. It's day-to-day, so we'll see.
Non-contact calf screams to me that might be Achilles, he
was walking around, so I don't, nothing like on the show. We'll see. So they have the Bucs this week. They play a depleted Bears team after that. Saints and Lions. The question is if they go 8-8, which is what you would expect based on that schedule. Does 8-8 get them in? That is the question.
It's the Bucs and then one other tough team, right? You're basically going to have to try and split one of those to go 9-7.
Bucs and Saints.
God, I fucking hate the Saints.
And then, that would be the question then. Could the Niners or Cardinals get to 9-7?
I got the Niners winning tonight. I know we're against each other on that.
Cardinals are playing really bad, but they have the Giants, who are actually playing a lot better, and the Eagles. So they could be 8-6, and then they play the Niners in second to last week. That'll be a game worth a lot.
All right, one last NFL for you. Rate the take. I don't actually believe this, and I'll explain more later, but this is obviously something that's very pertinent here after the Hail Mary from yesterday. Rate the take. The Jets will go winless this year.
They will go winless. That is lukewarm. They wanted to lose yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Now, okay, I kind of am torn on that last play. So they sent like 8 guys. I don't know why you're sending 8. But I don't have a problem with sending pressure because, the faster you get there, then guys can't run 50 yards down the field to even get to where they need to be. Now, they said that means they had at least 4, maybe 5 receivers. What the hell are you doing? They will go winless. I gotta pull up their last 4. That was the one though to win. They have Seahawks lost, Rams lost, they will go winless. Patriots week 17.
All right, you ready? Well, here's what I got for you. And first of all, let's dissect that play. So Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, remember he was involved in Bounty Gate with the Saints. He got banished for the league for a couple of years. You've seen him on Hard Knocks. Just a real rough, kind of brash guy. And he's, he hasn't given anyone any indication except when he was with the Saints telling people to hurt people for money that he's any good at his job. So he calls, and it's, again, I think Schefter tweeted this out. This is an incredible stat. 251 plays in the last, so years in which a team is down between 4 and 8 points and there's a Hail Mary scenario. Until 250 of those had gone one way where no one called an all-out blitz. So Greg Williams calls an all-out blitz, but again, apparently he's done this before in previous stops. He gets fired today. Here's what I've got for you in terms of the Jets going winless. You mentioned they've got 4 games left. I've got the Jags beating your Bears week 17, which would clinch the first overall pick for the Jets. They stunned the Pats week 17. Just like last year, the Dolphins. Remember, the Dolphins came into Gillette and took away the Patriots. So,
I will say that if the Patriots are not in playoff, if they can't make the playoffs in week 17, I'll agree. Belichick will find a way to get that 2 or 3 spot higher pick by losing. He doesn't care. I think it's definitely possible.
And the Jets would just try and avoid being in the conversation. If they got Lawrence, they would try and avoid, being with the Browns.
So I got here, last thing, I got to circle around to my futures. The Bears are fucking me, but I had Jacksonville under 4.5. That clinches with their next loss. They're 1-11. I have Dallas, who already clinched 3 weeks ago.
Correct.
They were under 10. And then now I have the Bears at over 8. I don't think they're going to get there going 3-1. So I had 4 on the Bears, 3 on the other 2. So I'll just barely come positive. But Bears were 5.
Yeah, 5-1 is just unbelievable. That's a bad beat right there. Let's see what I got. Yeah, I've just got Mahomes. I've told you I've taken the Chiefs. I think they're going to do there. I've hedged with the Packers plus 900 to get to the Super Bowl. I just took them to win the NFC because I think they're going to get home field. I think the Saints are going to slip up here once, and the Packers have an easy route on the way.
Yeah, Saints play Kansas City in a couple.
Kansas City,
so
yeah. And then who knows? Is this Breeze's still team? I mean, Hill, he's not exactly throwing, but first 2 career touchdown passes against the Falcons last week. I know what good is that? It's the Falcons, but, the record. Well, again, just like last year, Bridgewater was, 5-0, and he gave up the reins once Breeze came back.
Yeah, we were. Well, remember, I think they started 1-2 or 2-2. We were all over them. They've won 9 in a row.
Yeah, God.
We knew that Peyton had a fetish with Taysom Hill while Breeze was healthy. He would throw him out there all the time.
He would force plays for him.
Yeah. So I think we'll see more.
Last one to get us out of here. It doesn't really have any notoriety for the time, but we do have NBA preseason getting underway soon. The regular season starts on Christmas, a couple days before Christmas. The NBA is the easiest sport to repeat, and it can't be overlooked what the Lakers did this offseason. So, rate the take the Lakers repeat as champs this year.
They might. I'll say Brooklyn Nets win it all.
Okay, I'm going to call hot take on that.
Yeah, no, that's a hot take. I would say the Lakers are
I'm worried about the Clippers. I mean, because here's the thing: if the Lakers were going to if LeBron, he's already tweeted out, and who knows, he's always tweeting out stuff, but he's basically said he wants to cherry pick the season. So are the Nuggets going to get the first seed? Is that going to matter? That's my only worry there. Nets were only plus 275 to win the East, I saw, which was interesting.
Yeah, East is gonna be and both. It'll be interesting. It's probably more balanced coming into this year as it has been on both sides. The East, you got the Heat, you got the Nets, you got Celtics are still there, you
Yeah,
got the
Bucks,
Bucks,
Sixers.
obviously,
I mean,
Sixers, and then
Raptors.
yeah, East is both are loaded. You got Timberwolves season win total was 29 and a half. I lean under
Oh my God, is it really? I'm going to smack that. I think they got
30.
the wrong
I
guy.
don't know,
I think LaMelo's going to be the best guy in this draft. Just another T
maybe.
Wolves disaster. I think Edwards is Wiggins. I literally think he's Wiggins. But we'll see. We should get season ticks or something. We gotta. Oh, how about this? We didn't talk about this on core bets, but I was thinking about fading the Loons right there in the semifinals, but I can't anymore. I'm moving in 7 days. They're my official team. There it is, the stamp. I will never bet against them again. But what do you like for the chances tonight, Matt?
And I say you don't get rich betting against the Loons. I think I don't have numbers in front of me, but they gotta be one of the most profitable MLS teams. I've not seen them lose in person. I think they're 4-0, including like the first time 3 years ago or 4 years ago when they were playing at TCF Bank in their first season of
Yeah,
MLS. They had like 2 wins all year, but I was there for one of them. Correct.
that's it.
Uh, we'll see. I'm all these games have been going into like extra
I
time.
know.
So, hey, they were in this game a few months ago in the bubble Final Four, Western Conference Finals. I remember, and I put this on public airwaves back when you were on the Nate Brown show with Dylan Corbett. You
Correct.
guys did a trivia question of which Minnesota or Denver sports team will be the next to win a championship, and I
Yeah.
called it. I said the Loons, and I stand by that statement. Notwithstanding the Lynx, it's the Loons, and they're gonna get it done this year.
Oh, I like that. And then Ty's got the Vikings win the Super Bowl, so it should be a fun year for Minnesota. 1 week, and I'm out there. I'm pumped. He's Matt Cruz, and I'm Dylan Corbett. Ty Dawson was supposed to join us. He'll probably talk Vikings after they beat the Bucks next week. Yes. College hoops coming up on Wednesday. God, I recorded Winging It last night. It is so fucking funny. That's going to drop tomorrow. I've already edited it. It's laugh out loud funny. So keep it plugged in here. Dylan Corbett, you could search it on YouTube, Apple Pod, Spotify. You get all the menu items for you there. Corbett's Corner, Corbett's Daily. That's dropping today as well. Winging It tomorrow. So, yeah, as always, we appreciate you, the listener, and we will talk college hoops for you on Wednesday, Winging It tomorrow, and Corbett's dropping as well. New guest better. Check it out.